Hello friends, I have this Electrolux dryer that has a rattling noise and I'm going to show you how to fix this. I hope this is going to be an easy fix, which with experience I can tell you usually this is not a big problem. And I'm going to open the dryer apart and show you what needs to be done here. I posted a short video before this to explain it to you what's happening here, but on a full video I'm going to show you how to take care of this problem. So first of all, we are going to turn off the power on the dryer, pull the dryer out, remove 2 screws from the back. Yeah, the power is off now, thank you. We are gonna pull the dryer out. If you're scared that you're gonna damage the flooring, or if you have flooring that's gonna get damaged easily, I recommend you adding a sheet here or a cardboard piece or something to protect the floor. Otherwise, you can pull the dryer out by lifting it from the front, lift it up and then pull it out. The power is off and now I'm gonna pull the dryer out. In a house like this that you can see the washer and dryers beside each other, and this top we cannot remove it. It's a little bit, thank you so much, appreciate that. It's a little bit tricky to work on these dryers, but the customer said that I'll try my best to be careful with the ventilation hose, because to do the ventilation hose on this you may want to go to a crawler space or possibly pull the washer out and then work on the dryer. It's a little bit complicated, but I will try my best to work on it in a way that we don't have to have a bigger problem here. So by putting my hand on the door and on the front of the dryer, I can lift it up a little bit and then pull it out on top of this sheet. Okay, so the vent hose came off. This is how the vent hose looks at the back of the dryer. So if I'm being very careful here, by pulling the dryer straight out, I will be able to push it back in straight. But if I kind of bring the dryer this way and that way, then we are gonna have issues. So I'll be careful with this. I will still have to pull the dryer more out. So the water line is there. What I can do is to make my job a little bit easier. I can pull the washer out a little bit. That way I will be able to pull the dryer out a little bit. I only need like a couple inches here.
So keep the water on for the steam?
The water you can turn it off for now, but I'll pull the washer out a little bit. Cold, yeah. So what I can do is I will show you the screws here. There's one screw, it's a Robertson screw here. Yeah, there's one here. And then there's another one right here.
Okay, yeah.
I'll remove it now. Robertson drill bit.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. They finally came up with that? But like having that extra.
So once you remove the 2 screws from the back, the top panel comes out. And now we have this front panel here. In order to remove the front panel, first of all, what we can do is we are gonna tilt the dryer to its back a little bit. There's a couple of screws at the bottom. We're gonna remove those. And I'm gonna show you here how it looks. There's only 2 screws in here. So there's one screw here, another screw is on other side. Push the dryer back, and now I'm gonna remove this screw and this one. So now the front panel is kind of loose. By putting my hand on the door and lifting it up, it gets separated from the top. And right here we have a small connector from the display that goes right here.
One on the bottom too?
Yeah, there's one at the bottom, which is the door lock. I'm also going to show you that.
Oh, so that's an electrical sensor.
Yeah, if the door is not locked, then it's not gonna work. So we are gonna remove this. To remove it, it has 2 tabs on the side. you press on those tabs and then you can remove it. This display, we're gonna keep it on the side, on the front panel, I mean. And this is the way the front looks. We got a couple of screws here and there. So what we can do is, we're gonna remove this whole front panel here. It's held by a couple of screws. We're gonna remove this. We're gonna unclip this. Remove these two screws. Remove this. By removing this, we have to use a needle nose plier to press in here, and then this releases. This needle nose plier we are going to use right here to squeeze on this. See, it came off. And we can do the same thing on this side. It came off loose. We're gonna remove this by pressing on it. You have to kind of press on this tab. The same thing here. You can remove it. And the same thing, you want to put your plier from inside and squeeze this tab, and it comes loose. The same thing on this side. So the way you're gonna do is, you kind of reposition it, and then after that, put your hand from inside to your plier, squeeze on it, comes off. You're actually squeezing these both sides, and then you can remove it and put it on the ground. And now we're gonna remove our screws. We're also going to remove two screws from here. There's also one screw right here by the blower. And now you can put your hand right here, but before you do that, you want to remove this that holds this panel, and the control board is here. So you kind of lift this up and push it on the side. Here, I pushed it back down, and now I'm going to remove this whole panel. To remove it, you can just lift it up. See, it just comes off from here. The same thing came off from here, and you're going to see it's going to come off from here when I lift it up. See, it came off. The whole panel is in my hand now. Okay, so here the panel is off. Thank you so much. And here you go. This is our main problem right here. So first of all, we're gonna use our hand to remove these stuff buildup. To make things easier, what I can do is I will also remove this front. No, it's just the lint that builds up in here. All of that noise is coming from this area. See. Look. Of course, this is gonna throw it. Yeah, it's gonna throw it out of balance, and because of that, you're gonna have vibration here. Because I've seen on these dryers the same problem all the time, and it's common. That's why I made a short video explaining that there's stuff like this builds up. You get dog hair, cat hair, or even if you're using scented papers, it will also cause similar issues. Can you pass me your vacuum, please? So the reason I kept hitting this blower wheel with the nozzle of the vacuum, because there's a lot of builds up here. If you just vacuum stuff here, it's not gonna help. So you really have to hold something in your hand and go back and forth. Go back and forth like that, and everything that builds up there with the moisture and dust falls down, and then you're okay after that. So the first bottom screw, we're gonna keep it loose just to make sure the rest of the screws are lined up. Okay, you can also vacuum the back and on the side to make sure everything looks clean and good. And then after that, after removing all the garbage and debris, you can put your front panel back in. Since the dryers open apart, you can remove the drum a little bit, check that roller and the other roller at the back. They are looking okay because I was able to see it through the corner. Yeah, there's 4 rollers, 2 comes on the front and it stays right here. Something really important is that when you remove this front panel, you remove your filter. After that, if you shine a flashlight inside and you see that buildup, you also want to get rid of that, because if you don't, what's gonna happen is eventually this filter will not sit in place. It will not stay like this, and it's gonna kind of look like this, and eventually it's gonna get worse and look like that, and then that can also cause a lot of issues. The reason you're getting lots of lint buildup there is if the filter is not sitting properly. Why it's not sitting properly? Because you get a lint buildup there. So we're gonna also have to vacuum and clean that. So the vacuum, you can still not stick the vacuum nozzle here. It's too thick for this hole right here. I had to use this, push everything back from here, and then after that I was able to vacuum it. See, it looks good now. Even we got some lint buildup here, you can always clean these just a little bit. There was more. There's also some here, and here you can also clean those. And then after that you can put your panel back in. So I'm gonna put this side first. So the trick is to line this up first a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. The more important part is that you want the lip of the drum to get attached on top of these roller wheels. You see this? What I'm gonna do is now I will work on my roller wheels first. While I'm holding it from the front here, I will turn the drum a little bit by playing around back and forth from this area. While you're holding it from the top, you're gonna line this up, and the way it looks is actually, it looks like this. See this tiny nipple and this one gets inserted on top here, and then this top gets inserted right there. See the way it looks. But the main important one is the bottom one. The bottom has to get flashed inside here. The top one kind of stays loose, but it gets inserted inside. The same thing. I'm gonna try to lift this up. So when you lift this up, you may want to use 2 hands. One to lift this up from here. The another one, you may want to push this panel back in so you can align it up. So the reason it doesn't go right is this. If you're having a hard time reinserting this back in, the reason could be the side right here. Because if you look from the top here, this cut comes all the way this much, and it goes there. So if you don't reinstall this properly at the back, which this side only goes like that, you will not be able to reinsert this, or it's gonna give you a hard time. So remember, I'm gonna pull it out again. I'll remove it. Okay, thank you. So see, I removed it, and now you can see this opening. If you cannot reinstall this back in and you're having a hard time, remember, you got this on the way. So this has to go at the back of this panel before you reinsert this. So what you can do is push it more back in, and then see, now it comes closer to the top, lift it up a little bit, and here you go. The bottom one is easy. You want to do the top and bottom, the same thing. You can readjust this. See, the bottom one does not have to go inserted right there. If the screw lines up, you're good. I've been living in Canada for the past 16 years.
16.
Yeah.
Before that,
I was in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
So I was able to reinstall the top panel back in. If you remember, when I was vacuuming this blower area, I added all the screws. I made a small mistake by adding one extra screw here, which I had to add it after. So what you can do is, it's not end of the world. You can bend this panel, remove your screw back in. So the screw is out. You can rebend it back in. It's not going to cause any issues, but you don't want to forget. You do not want to forget this all the time, because if you keep moving this back and forth, eventually you're going to cause damage to this. So be careful if you have the same problem. You do not want to forget this. It's my first time happened while I was busy talking. So now this part, the way it looks is you kind of lift it up. The moment you lift this up, it lines up straight here, and now you can add your 2 screws. When you add your screws and here, the first screw, please leave it loose, so that way you have flexibility and you have play. And then after that, you add your second screw tight, and then we tighten this one. So to reinstall this back in, you see these clips. This clip, there's one at the bottom, 2 on other side. So in the front panel, we got 4 of them, and all of these clips, they go here. One goes there, one at the bottom. So to reinstall this, what you can do is bring it very closer, almost attached, like that, and then add your, do not forget this, because I went to a customer house. The lady is a very handy person. She did the same repair, but she forgot to add this door switch back in. So her complaint was that the dryer doesn't come off after the cleanup. So she did the cleanup, remove everything, but she forgot to add that. That's all. The only thing I had to do was I went, opened the dryer. I knew that what happened. So I told her it's most likely going to be an easy repair. I didn't need any part. I reinstalled it back in, and the service call was completed. We're gonna add our display connector. It goes here. Once this wire goes in, please be careful to not put a lot of pressure on the front panel. You do not want to move it like this back and forth, because if you do that, it's gonna damage your display board. It's actually not gonna damage this wire. I've seen it, because these connectors are so fragile, they can break. They're very fancy, and it's gonna cause a lot of issues. So now everything is very close. You see, it's about 3 inches away from the part of the cavity. And what you can do is you have to kind of lift it up from here. I'm gonna show you. You see this one? And sometimes they also fall down. If you break one of them, or you damage one of them, or you lost one of them, it's not a big deal. You're still completely on the safe side. So you kind of lift this up. See how nicely it lifts up. And then that's all. Here, everything seems okay now from both sides. Here. If the dryer is in a tight spot, you cannot see the sides, but you can feel it. You put your hand like that, hold it right here, and go back and forth. You do not want any gap in there. The same thing in here, you can see it from this side. You do not want any gap here. If you have a gap, that means those clips are not installed properly. You may want to remove the front panel, reinstall it back in, or possibly adjust the tabs in here, because those tabs can also fall down, or they can also get bent. And then because of that, you will have problem for the front panel not staying in place properly. Once you reattach your front panel back in, the first two screws you want to add is the top one, and they're both Robertson. When you add these two screws, remember they are important to focus, pay attention on it. One is here, one is here. When you reinsert them, when you reinstall them back in, please do not force it, especially if you're going with the impact drill. Do not go full force. So you kind of have to line up the hole and then reinsert it back in, because in some cases I've seen that when you reinstall the screw back in, it doesn't go in proper position. It may come off from this side, or it may go in the wrong position, and then this area stays ugly and it doesn't look good, and on top of that you're gonna get a lot of lint going to the filter area. The same thing here. This screw at the end, add your two bottom screws by lifting the dryer up, and then you're good to go. So we're gonna run the dryer quickly. The customer is gonna go turn on the power. We will run it before I put the top panel back in and see how it goes. You always want to test it for the last part before you put the top panel back in, just to make sure nothing is touching here or nothing is loose or no issues. So now I'm gonna turn it on for the first time. The filter, I'm also gonna insert the filter back.
So everything that comes out of the dryer has to go through that blower?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
It's all
How smooth it is, right?
me, you make me do laundry again. Oh, that's amazing. That's great.
It's good. You can also check for the heat, but I don't think there was any problem with the heat before, so I don't have to worry about that. Remember, you can also, so the last part you want to do is check for the heat. Even the customer didn't complain about the heat, because there is possibility while you're doing some work here, you may cause some issues with the heating wire, or if you're vacuuming it, you're gonna get a wire disconnected. Check all of those things and then put your dryer back in and call it a day. Thank you so much for watching my videos. If you guys have any questions, please comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and share it with others. You can also follow me on Facebook. It's called Hameed Appliances Repair. Thank you.